Hiya campers, it's me, Apple Brown Betty, and welcome back in my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my childhood favorites. Now, every year as kids, my mom would drive us down to Montgomery, Alabama, where we would visit our grandparents. And my granddad made the best pound cake in the world, hands down. Now, over the years, we unfortunately have lost his recipe. You know, every person in our family has moved several times and the recipe just got lost. So I don't have my granddad's pound cake recipe. However, I am going to share with you everybody's favorite jailbird grandma, Martha Stewart's recipe. Now, you can go on marthastewart.com and look up the recipe for yourself and watch some other lady make it for you, but she's not a drag queen and she's not as fabulous. So why would you do that? But credit where credit is due. This is Martha's recipe and it is delicious, like everything else she makes. So let's go over what you need. You're going to need 1 cup of butter, that's 2 sticks at room temperature, 2 cups all-purpose flour, 1 cup sugar, 4 eggs at room temperature, 2 teaspoons vanilla, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now you may be asking yourself, where's the baking powder? Where's the baking soda? There's not any. I think that's why it's called pound cake, because it's so dense, it's like per pound the most dense cake you can have. I don't know, but that's what I'm going to say. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do, as always, is mix your dry ingredients. So I'm going to take my 1/2 teaspoon of salt and my flour and just whisk that up. Again, if you add the salt later, then you might end up getting clumps in the batter and you get a bite of salt and it's not very good. And now we're going to cream our butter. So we're just going to plop all this butter in there. All right, raise our thing here. Look at it go! Now using room temperature butter is very important to get this really nice and whipped and airy since you don't have any leavening agents. Okay, so now I'm going to add the sugar. Now I'm going to add this gradually while it's being whipped up, and I'm going to stop a couple times to scrape the bowl to make sure it all gets good and mixed in. Scrape your bowl. Just gotta scrape the bowl. It helps to do it to the tune of the 80s. Whip it! Whip it good! Alright, so now I'm going to add the eggs. And now I'm going to try to do them one at a time because I want to get them nice and mixed in there. So let's get this going. 2 little eggies. That's 3. And 4. All right, time to scrape the bowl. So scrape that bowl. Just gotta scrape the bowl. Scrape that bowl. Just can't scrape it enough. Yes, get all of that goodness. So next we're going to add our vanilla, 2 teaspoons. 1, 2. All right, so all of our wet ingredients are mixed. I'm going to add my flour guard shield here. And we're going to add the flour. Helps to raise your bowl. Put that in there. Woo. You can hear that machine working now. Last little bit. If you don't make a mess, you're not doing it right. Okay. So we're going to scrape this down one more time. Get that a last good mix. All right. It's going to be a pretty dense batter. Again, that's why it's called pound cake. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is prepare your pan. Now we're going to make this in a standard loaf pan, like so. And one good way to do this is to take some Crisco on a paper towel and you can wipe it all over and then dust some flour and get that off, and that will help the cake release. But you could also cheat and use some baking spray. So this is great because it already has the flour in it. You see how it's going on white? Just want to get that nice and sprayed in there. And that's going to help the cake release when it's done. All right, this batter again is pretty thick, so you want to get all of that in there. This batter is pretty thick and it's pretty sticky, so a good tip is to take a metal spoon and wet it so that it doesn't stick to the spoon, and that way you can just spread it out. And then what you want to do is you want to pop this into a 350-degree oven. It's going to bake for about an hour, but you want to check it in about 45 minutes. If it starts to get too brown on top, you can take some aluminum foil and tint over it. All right, it's been about 55 minutes. I think the cake is done. I did check it about 10 minutes ago, and it didn't need to be pitched to tint with tin foil or anything. So let's get this bad boy out of the oven. And here it is. Oh, you can't smell it, but it smells so good. I cannot wait for that to cool off so I can slice it up. All right, here I have my scrumptious slice of pound cake. It's still a little bit warm because I'm very impatient and I couldn't wait for it to cool completely. Like I said, growing up as kids, we used to have pound cake all the time. My granddad would make it, and then he would send us some when we went home. He would send us with some to take home for later. My mom used to say that was one of the most versatile things. I mean, you could have it for dessert with a little berry compote and whipped cream, or for breakfast. I mean, you could just fry it up in butter in the skillet, pour syrup over it. It's perfect for breakfast too. So versatile. I personally love a little dollop of lemon curd. Ooh, yes. Get that on there. Now, I have a recipe for lemon curd that I might share with you in a video coming soon.